So I've got some good news to share because yesterday His Highness Sheikh Mohammed announced that the 10-year visa, which used to be called the Golden Visa, is now going to be expanded to include many more categories. Okay, stay tuned because I'm going to tell you why this is such great news. My name is Fahd Dawood. I talk about real estate, your life, my life, and us allowing financial abundance coming to us. Okay, I've been doing real estate for 14 plus years, since 2006 in Toronto, Canada, where I started as a consultant. First time my mentor gave me a consultant assignment on real estate, and since 2007 in Dubai I've been an investor, agent, mentor, trainer. I'm also the author of The Intelligent Real Estate Investor and a few more ebooks that are coming your way. If you've got a real estate related question, very specific to you, and you don't mind paying for my time to help you, or if you want to buy a property, there is a contact form below. You can reach out to me. If you've got a general question, I'd love to answer on YouTube so everybody else could benefit. Just put it in a comment section below. Now, here's the thing. When I say general question, it should be general, but enough information for me to be able to answer it. Unfortunately, I do not answer questions very specific to your situation where you're asking me to look at a particular developer. I just don't do that because I just don't do it. Okay, so no hard feelings. Okay. But I'll do it one-on-one when you engage my services, okay? Because it's just something confidential. I don't want to put it out there, right? When I do a pros and cons on a specific developer, okay? I don't like to do that. Okay, so His Highness Sheikh Mohammed, ruler of Dubai, Prime Minister of the UAE, just announced a lot of more categories in the 10-year Golden Visa. Now, you guys, some of you might not know this, but the Golden Visa or the 10-year visa was announced last year, and it was very specific, restricted to very few people. It wasn't just open to everybody, but then it kind of opened up to if you had investments worth this much, etc., etc. But yesterday His Highness announced if you've got a PhD, all doctors and engineers in specific areas, okay, and then top students. You know, I love this. It's music to my ears. It's something that I've been saying for the last 7 to 8 years. Dubai is going to open up more and more and more. They're open to business. Okay. Now, for those who don't understand the importance of the 10-year visa, let me explain how the UAE essentially works. In the UAE, if you want to legally reside, you can be an Emirati citizen, so you're a person from the local population, which is great, or you are a resident who is an expat. Generally speaking, you need to have a visa to be able to live in Dubai or the UAE legally, right? Now, it could be because you're employed, so your employer becomes your sponsor, or you have a business, so the business becomes your sponsor. Or there were also other categories such as, you know, you've got a 1 million dirham property, 5 million to retirement visa. I've talked about it in some of my other videos, okay? The 10-year visa, and I saw one of these consultants calling it a permanent residency. Essentially speaking, it's driving in the direction to give people more permanency in Dubai. Now, a lot of people know this. My family is here, 4th generation, okay? So my grandfather was here, my father was here, I'm here, my children were born here. Essentially speaking, this is a road to more permanency, okay? Now, what essentially happened? Now, I don't want to sing praises of Dubai because everybody knows, like me being born and raised in Dubai, everybody knows my viewpoints on Dubai, the UAE. It's a great country, great people leading it. They genuinely care about the population. This whole weird pandemic situation, they had like one of the best responses, and this is not me, this is the world talking about it, right? And they've invested billions of dollars in infrastructure, providing you a safe environment, a secure environment, a great place to bring up your family, a great place to connect to the rest of the world, and the benefits are endless, right? So they continue. But you know, you might say, hey, you were born in Dubai, so you're obviously going to say that, hey, yes, I am biased. I was born and raised in Dubai, though I lived 7 years in Toronto, Canada as well. But one of the things that has not been present, a lot of people who've been running businesses here, people who've come from elsewhere like India, Pakistan, and become billionaires here, is there's always been this lack of permanency, right? Because you've always been on this 2 to 3 year visa, which you always renewed. Guess what? Now, with the 10-year visa, there's going to become what it's going to bring is permanency to the mindset of the people who are living, working, investing in Dubai, right? Does it just boil down to money? To a certain extent, yes. Yeah. So when you're permanent, you're going to invest more money and you're going to look at long-term benefit coming back to you, right? However, I dare say that it's not just about money. There are other very valuable things that people who are living in Dubai, especially on the 10-year visa, like think about it, like PhDs, doctors, engineers in very specific areas like artificial intelligence, top students, they're going to become pillars of society and they're going to contribute back to Dubai, right? And the UAE. And essentially speaking, in this global world, what the UAE, what Dubai is doing with this step is saying, look, we're open to welcome you with open arms. And here's the value we provide to you: security, safety, great infrastructure, great life, great wealth benefits, an environment that doesn't have drugs in it, crimes controlled, so on and so forth. And here's our infrastructure. Here's the package you get. You're welcome to bring what you have to the table in terms of value. So if you have a PhD, if you're on the cutting edge of technology, if you're innovating, if you're a top grade student, we welcome you with open arms to bring value back to Dubai. I think this is a very, very exciting period, and I'll tell you why. I don't know I'm going to be right about this, but it's very exciting for a very particular reason, okay? Throughout the 80s and 90s, I would say even 70s, right? Throughout the 70s, 80s, and 90s, what Dubai did, essentially speaking, was promote itself to the world, okay? It said to the world, come, please come, visit us. We are open for business. And you would see that people from companies such as GM, like General Motors, CEOs from General Motors or some other companies that were like Fortune 500 would be received by the royalty. Like essentially speaking, the rulers would receive them at the airport and would encourage them, please come do business here, trade from here, bring your value to us. But what Dubai continued doing was building its infrastructure. By the year 2000, things had changed. I remember an anecdotal story. It's anecdotal, but it's a real story. Somebody sold their packaging industry in Europe for $4 billion. Okay, this was somebody known to one of my friends. I think it was $4 billion or $400 million. So excuse me if I'm getting the story a little mixed up. It's about 7-8 years ago. And one of the clauses in their contract when they sold their business was that they couldn't do the same business in Europe. So essentially speaking, they came to Dubai and they expected, hey, let's open up a factory here, and they were used to this way of doing business. When they came in 2000, they thought, we're worth about $400 million. We're going to be investing in Dubai. We expect the royal red carpet treatment. By 2000, actually, it wasn't 2000. They came in 2013. I'm going to come back to this story, but I want to tell you something else. 2000 is when I went and I moved to Toronto. I still remember. And when I told people I'm from Dubai, people would be like, where are you from exactly? And people had to be told, well, Dubai is close to Saudi Arabia. Have you heard of the Iraq war or the Gulf War? And then they'd be like, oh, you're from Dubai. Okay. Is it safe there? I'm like, yeah, it's very safe. And by 2007, I still remember Dubai was such a force of like nature, like a brand across the globe, right? With the Palm Jumeirah coming up, the world's tallest building coming up in Dubai. People would ask me, why are you in Toronto? You should be in Dubai. You were born, raised there, opportunities there. Anyways, so I did move back. In 2013, when this big conglomerate with $400 million worth of funds wanted to move to Dubai and start a manufacturing plant, they expected the royal treatment, and they were like given the regular treatment. Like Dubai said, look, we're open for business. All opportunities are here. Everything's available for anybody to take advantage, but there are no special favors at this stage. And it was very clear to the world, Dubai is open, transparent, it's available, come and follow the rules and do business. And now 2020, we've got a very different mindset. Like, this is the infrastructure, it's open for anybody to come and benefit. I think we're going to go, and I think we're going to see very interesting times. The next 5 years is going to be super interesting for the UAE, for Dubai, for the entire world. And I think whatever Dubai and the UAE has done so far, and as much as the UAE and Dubai is known around the world as a shining star, the next 5 years is going to completely set it apart. Based on His Highness Sheikh Mohammed's vision of being number one in everything. I don't want to predict this. This is a gut feel, and you're going to see a lot more changes coming in this category. Stay tuned. Okay, hit the subscribe button, press the bell icon if this has been of benefit. Share it with other people. Leave me a comment, and I'd love to give you a shout out. Bye for now.